Alright guys, I'm here with Balkane and Joker Boxing, and we're going to discuss about Danny Garcia and the 140 division. Who wants to go first? Okay, I'll go first. Alright, so what I was just pointing out to the guys is that, so Danny Garcia is the champion at 140, the undisputed champion at 140, and he's waiting on a Mayweather fight maybe, and I'm thinking to myself, why don't you defend your belt in the interim against #1 contenders for your belt? And I don't think he wants to do it because maybe they're going to be hard thing. People say like he's the guy at 140, but now defend against the #1 contenders. Like, you know, you've got the belt. Now why don't you try and sit there and try and maybe get some title defenses? You know, why you just, you know, you knocked out Matisse, you know, but nothing else is going on. You're not capitalizing on your fame. You're just on the undercard of a Mayweather, a big card, and now when's your next fight? You know, maybe the fights of the Manchuries are going to be very hard for him. In fact, yeah, while you guys are going to talk, I'm going to actually look at his Manchuries and see who he actually has to fight next, and see why, you know, why that not's going to happen. Joker, you want to jump in?
Yeah, man, I'll go ahead and jump in. You know, yeah, I agree with you. I don't understand why, you know, he's not being more active at 140. I just think it's the same thing that we get a lot in boxing. Everyone wants to jump to the welterweight division because that's where the money fights are. But people, it's sad because you see a lot of people that are moving up sooner than they're actually supposed to be in. They're actually supposed to be. And you look at Broner, what he did. This guy moved up from lightweight. He was an amazing lightweight. I mean, fantastic at lightweight. And he moved above the 140 division and went straight to welterweight. And just to get the money fights. And I hope people take a page out of that book and see that that's not always the best thing to do. You know, this guy, Danny Garcia, is a very talented junior welterweight, and I feel like he should be there for as long as his body tells him he should be there, you know, and moving up just for the extra incentive of the money, I don't get it. I mean, I had heard that he made $3 million to fight Lucas Matisse, which, I mean, for that fight, I think that's a lot of money. I mean, if he could get that kind of money to fight some of those guys at 140, why not stay down there? Why not hold down that division, you know, be one of the great junior welterweights?
Yeah.
And then eventually move up. Because, I mean, Floyd, what's the rush to fight Floyd? Floyd's looking for opponents right now. He's kind of struggling to find opponents. When Danny gets there, I'm sure that fight's still going to be there. So, like you said, EJ, I don't see why he doesn't make sure that he cleans up and mops up everybody there is down there. Lets everybody see that he truly is the guy, and then people are going to be demanding for that fight. Then people are going to say, "Hey, we want to see, you know, Mayweather fight that guy." But right now, people aren't exactly crying for it, you know. So I don't see why he doesn't wait a little bit longer and handle his business down there. I don't know.
Val?
Yeah, I think you guys make an absolutely fantastic point. Fantastic point, because let me just break it down like this. If you're looking at the Golden Boy promotional team, right, there's so many areas to look at that. But if you look at the Golden Boy promotional team, for me, it seems as though that this is how their business model works. Right, we're going to get you a Mayweather fight. That's it.
So that's
and then the other guys you can fight on the undercard.
Well, you bring up a good point, Val, because you see now with Robert Guerrero, with the issues that he's kind of having with Golden Boy, he got what he was promised. He got the Mayweather fight, and then he's looking around like, what the hell do I do now? Because there's all these monsters that are hanging around there, and you're not exactly going to get paid Mayweather money to fight those guys. So I think that's why he's trying to retreat to Top Rank. So yeah, I think you're right. They sell people that dream of, oh, well, come to Golden Boy so you can fight Mayweather. Well, I don't know what they're going to do in the next couple of years after he retires. They're going to have to start coming up with some new game plans to get these guys to sign with them, because I don't know. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically there's no depth. There's no depth to that promotional company as I see it at the moment, because, like I just said, it's that's the business model. Come to us, we'll get you the Mayweather fight. Danny Garcia, stay with us, we'll get you the Mayweather fight. Now, Danny Garcia may himself want to actually be itching to fight these fighters. He's a Philly boy, so you know he's a fighter from the way I see it, and. But you know, they say no, we got to protect you, we got to preserve. You may get cut. You know, all this kind of shit, man. And then it's just that, because EJ, you said the right point there. He's got the belts, man. You're not bloody acting like a champion now, are you? Why are you not defending them? And the other thing I want to mention as well, and people, and this is because of the promotional and the media, how you can just tell how they sway to a certain person even before the fight. Lucas Matisse, right? That was not a bloody one-sided fight. Go back and watch that fight. It was not one-sided. Yes, Matisse did not do what I expected him to do, right? But it was not a one-sided fight. The I factor came into the equation, right? Excuse me. The I factor come into the equation, and it was that. Surely, you know, a rematch is in order. I'd like to see a rematch. I was speaking to the guy from Argentina, and he was saying that after the fight, Lucas Matisse was kind of like really down, man, because his people let him down. They said, you know, they were nowhere to be seen. Even his own management team, they were nowhere to be seen. He was like, what the hell's going on? And he's looking for a new trainer. He's now looking for a new trainer. This is official. So he's considering to train in the US. I think with these changes, hopefully the eye doesn't go in. I mean, that's a freak one. But yeah, you know, I'd like to see that again. I'd like to see that fight again. And you're right. And that's where you come into the play. Well, if you're not going to fight anybody, bloody give him a rematch. Where are the rematches gone? We used to have trilogies back in the bloody day. We used to have bloody trilogies. Right? We don't even...
Yeah,
now,
and you know what, Bal, to chime in on that, I agree with you. I think that part of it is because Golden Boy, not just Golden Boy, I want to pick on them, a lot of promotional companies, they play favorites with certain guys, so once the guy that they wanted actually wins the fight, they're not trying to give the loser a rematch. I mean, these guys are in it to only help their cash cows. They're only in it to build up cash cows and create cash cows. So they don't want to help a guy like Lucas Matisse and say, hey, well, you're under our company too. Let me go ahead and give you a rematch and let's see what happens. And we can have a trilogy and, you know, really see who the guy really was and what happened. But these guys are only in it for the best interest of a few fighters.
Yeah, absolutely. And trilogies are good for boxing. I mean, don't you think when I mean, I don't know how long from boxing, but even when you had to think, oh, there might be a rematch, and then you start being the fighter, didn't you? You think, well, this is what I'm going to do different now. You know, you live the passion, and you think, well, oh, we got the rematch now. Oh, he did this one. I'm sure he'll do this. I'm sure he'll do that. I mean, you know, there's so many variations. I mean, a recent one was Pacquiao Morales. Morales beat Pacquiao. And then Pacquiao beat him in the second fight. The third fight I don't count, but even the second fight, I know there was some weight issues there, but still, it was good, wasn't it, to have that?
Yeah, right. It was the trilogy. You're right. It was a good thing. Bob Arum was actually very good at that, actually getting trilogies. He was.
Now you hear a rematch, it's like, oh no. Why? Because the people have seen it. Well, don't be scared. They may want to see the movie again, you know.
But this is the thing, you guys. Yeah, in this day and age, bro, this is what they do. When you lose, this is why Mayweather was trying to keep the over, because the moment you lose, you're not relevant. You're not relevant. Adrian Broner is relevant because the way he conducted himself has made him laugh and stop now. He's basically turned himself into a joke when he was basically considered as a serious guy. Now it's bought a joke. But going back to Danny Garcia, I'm reading here right now the contenders for the belts, and I can be honest with you, I don't know anyone knows their names. There's a guy called Jan Perez. Is it Johan Perez? That's the contender. No, not
Yoni Perez or Johan.
Johan Perez, and there's also this other guy called Kubik. What's his name? He beat Thing recently. He beat him and messed up his leg. But he basically, the guys who are contending for Danny, there's another guy called Victor Prosta, for Danny belt. These guys, and no one knows. Like, I'm looking at the welterweight division. They know, like, and Lucas Matisse has moved down to 3. And you know what, Bao, when you just said that about his entourage, they wasn't with him in the first place. They were happy because he's really vicious and this and that. But the moment you lose, this is what boxing's like. Like, I interview a lot of boxers, right? And I interview them because I love the way they fight, and I want to see what's going on to them. Some of them, the reason why I can consult them, because their whole entourage and all their hangers on left them, and now they're basically defenseless. So anyone could interview them. Basically, their phone doesn't ring no more. So they're happy that someone on a social network like myself, whatever, would ring them. You know, I'm a fan. You know, I want to interview them. I want to see what's going on in their life. Like I interviewed Harry Darmy. I don't know if you know who Harry Darmy is. He's a local guy from England, and he was an Asian fighter. And like he was real on the cusp of fighting Vernon Forrest. and like no one even talks about him. But to me, I watch all old stuff and I think, oh, let me interview him, and it's good I can do that. But this is, I'm not surprised about Lucas Matisse's entourage leaving him. I'm not surprised by that. You know, they hyped him up, but the moment you lose, they're gone. It's the same thing with Mayweather and anyone else. The moment you lose, oh, let's go to the next guy, because people need that buzz. It's like a drug. But the boxers still have to live their life. You know, look at Ricky Hatton, yeah. So Ricky Hatton done all this and done all that. Now his wife, he's not fighting no more, and he's lost. He lost and been knocked out in his fights. And he's trying to start his promotional company, but he's still not the same buzz. So he goes out with his mates as a drink up. Now he's not fighting no more. His wife's ready to leave him. He doesn't talk to his parents, and his parents were the closest thing in his life. He don't talk to.
I thought he sorted himself out now.
No. This is the latest news that came out last week. His wife kicked him out of the house. She won't let him back in her life because he didn't like him coming back drunk. Right? He doesn't talk to his mum and dad because when he was doing the comeback, right? They didn't want him to do that, and they told him to leave.
No, I know, but they're supposed to be in his book as well. That I've seen some into. I didn't realise about it. Yeah, his girlfriend or wife.
That's recent. And also he stopped talking to his trainer a long time ago. So basically, all the pillows and the people around him who are solid. Let me see what I'm saying. Yeah, the people around him who are looking out for him, they've gone. And you're talking about your family. Your coach is almost like your next father figure, right? And your wife. That's the people who left him. So when Lucas Matthysse is going through, this is the sort of thing fighters go through when they lose, because it affects everything around them. That's why Mayweather's holding on to his O. You know, people say, he ain't fighting no one. I don't blame him. I don't want to talk about Mayweather, but I don't blame him, because if that stuff's gonna happen in your life, you don't really want that. You know, Lucas Matthysse is an alright guy. You know, he doesn't deserve that. You know, and look right now, he can't even get a fight. I'm looking at the ranks right now. So the WBA, they've ranked him number 3. He just
bloody disgraceful.
He was WBC, and he didn't even have the WBC belt, right? He's ranked number 3 in the WBC, right? Ranked number 3, and he had that belt, and Danny Garcia didn't want to fight against Jose Alushigan for like 2-3 years, right? And now he's not even ranked in the WBA. Lucas Matthysse is not even ranked in the IBF. Where's he ranked? He's not ranked in the IBF either. WBO. He's ranked number 3, right? And the number 1 WBO champion is Ruza Plotnikov. He's the number 1 guy, right? And in the thing, where's he ranked? In the division, he's ranked like in all belts. He's ranked number 3. You know, he just lost to Danny Garcia. You'd think he'd be number 1. Still going. Go on.
EJ, great points you made there, and Joker as well. I just want to make sure you're there as well. That's perfect, because what you're saying. And then you got the people like this Showtime, is it Espinoza, who runs things there, and you got him who's ready to make a Danny Garcia versus a Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell is that all about? Don't get me wrong, Paulie Malignaggi is. I'll give him the props. He won me over. But he's got another career now. That's a
good fight.
You know,
that's a good fight. You know, that's a good fight. You know,
from the guy who's coming up, like, you know, who got you know, you can't take that man's food, man. I just don't agree with that.
No, I agree with you, but you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like that fight there, they'll be talking some serious stuff like that. That'll bring a lot of hype to the fight, but not necessarily the fight.
Yeah, but then you got
That's not the best fight.
So they want the hype, but then what you mean? Matthysse can't bring a hype. Get the right trainer with him. Get the right folk with him. Get the right backing with him. You get him that hype as well.
Them guys who don't speak English, English very well. They throw them in the fire.
One of the greatest fighters that lived in this world never spoke English.
No, I agree with you. But I'm just trying to tell you why they might do that. I'm just saying them guys don't speak English though, or they throw them in the fire. He's not the most exciting guy. Another one again. You know, he hits hard. He got beat up. You know, he got really beat up in that fight. And I don't know what's getting. He got bashed up in that fight, and maybe
in which one?
In the Danny Garcia fight. Danny, look what Danny did to his face.
I thought it was a lot closer.
But what I'm saying to you, he's never been beat up like that. No one's ever did that to him. He's never.
I don't think he was relaxed. I think he was not calm, relaxed as he should have been. I think you know, like you said, the entourage, they probably pumped his ears and said, just knock him out, knock him out. When it should be more box. And when you see
here's the ultimate thing. Also, I just think that you know, the promoters, and you bring up the fact that these guys fans and their entourages, but ultimately I think the promoters, the guys who have the money, they ultimately just don't want to invest in some of these guys because, like I said, you see it with Bob Arum, okay? Pacquiao loses a fighter if he's in a controversial fight. You know that Bob Arum is going to go ahead and make that rematch happen. He's going to go through hell if he has to make the rematch happen. Yeah. But let somebody who has less of a name lose, like a Ruslan Provodnikov, he's not going to care, you know? So that's what it is. I think that the guys, like we said, ultimately, they're the ones who got these companies behind them. And if anything bad happens to them, then we're going to see rematches and trilogies. That's the only way we're going to see it. If not, you know, this is what they want. They wanted Danny Garcia to do what he did to Lucas Matisse. Richard Schaefer and those guys, I guarantee you, did not expect that to happen. They probably thought Lucas was going to win, like a lot of people did. And when they got the pleasant surprise that Danny came through, you best believe that they weren't going to go ahead and say, all right, well, let's give Lucas a do-over. Hell no. That's what they wanted. Yeah. So that's the problem.
Exactly. Spot on.
You're right. I mean, look, man, most of the guys who are going to fight Danny Garcia, but they're from Russia and they're from here. We don't know who they are, but I'm guaranteed they're #1 contender. You give them a shot, I reckon they'll put a beating. They'll pull it on the guy. You know.
Okay, talking about Danny Garcia, the other day, a couple of days ago, just out the blue, I decided to watch an Eric Morales fight, El Terrible, and I thought, you know what? I want to watch him in his like sort of second mini coming, because the Maidana fight, we talk about the one eye, there's a difference. There's a difference between something that's great, man, and something that's good. Morales fought with one eye against Maidana, and you all sort of fight. But the Danny Garcia one, the first Danny Garcia fight versus Eric Morales. Morales had a bit of love handles around him. He was out of shape. But I just had faith in the boy, man. I had faith in him. And for me, I thought he won the fight. Personally, if he's scoring it. And I know he went down because he, like a crazy guy, he decided to go bloody southpaw. You know, as he does. So anyway, but just want you guys to go back, and if you ever please
I've seen it already. I've seen that fight already.
Just watch the first 6 rounds, not the whole fight. Just
I've seen that fight, and I think Eric Morales won the fight already. I already know already. I've seen that fight. Danny got beat up.
I can't believe how the score.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that the bottom line is that they had a rematch, and like you said, he beat Eric Morales, pull it on him. Right, he was the champion, and Danny took it from him. But what I'm saying to say to you is that, end of the day, at least Eric Morales would fight the #1 contender. But the thing is, they were supposed to fight Joshua Lushkin. Lushkin, right, was supposed to get that shot instead of Eric Morales. But because like again, we're talking about the promoters.
And he'd been in with Matisse.
Yeah, and then exactly. And they put him in Matisse because they didn't want to put him against Danny because they were scared that Thingy would beat Joshua Lushkin would beat him. Now Joshua Lushkin, he got beat by Hank Lundy, and Hank Lundy again, himself, he's in that division now. He just beat Joshua Lushkin. Where's Hank Lundy? Like in that rating thing, he's not even ranked. You know, he's not even getting no. This is what it is. It's like the promotional company, the promoters and the networks. Yeah, they're blocking out some fighters. They're only letting people who do promoters. You have to basically, for you to get a fight, you need to sign up with Top Rank or Golden Boy. Right? That's it. Pure and simple. In England, if you want to get a fight, you need to sign up with Frank Warren or Eddie Hearn, and then you're Eddie Hearn, Sky Sports, Box Nation. That's it. Channel 5 is not a player no more, and this is what it is, bro. And this is what it is, right? You know what I mean? You know, and you got all the Russian fighters coming over, and yeah, like Stuart mentioned earlier on, they're hard working and they're coming over and they really want it. But like again, like some of the kids in America, they're not gonna. Wait, you know what? Okay, we beat this horse, and we're gonna change topics now, and then we're gonna end. All right, you fight fans, you wanna subscribe and like and comment on this video. All right, catch you in the next one. Peace.